Hey guys, we are starting Unit 3, which is going to have us looking a lot more closely at the number line, zooming in to look at decimals and fractions. Here we go. In our first number line here, we're going by 100s. You can see that I have filled in the number line. Do that on yours as well. And we are going to zoom in on this area between 0 and 100. So it's going to go right here now, 0 to 100. So fill that part of your number line in. And then we're going to zoom in on this part from 0 to 10 right here. So 0 to 10, fill that part of your number line in, and then start again when you're ready. Okay, so there's what your other number lines look like. Now we're going to zoom in between 0 and 1. So 0 is here and 1 is here. So now you can see that we're going to be using decimals, and we're going by 1/10. So I'm going to fill these in, going by 1/10 on our number line. And now we're going to zoom in between 0.1 and 0.2. So you can see there's 0.1 right here and 0.2 right here. They've already done a few of them for us, but we're going to fill in the rest of this number line. And they're just using point whatever. They're not doing a 0 point. Either way is fine with me as long as I can tell exactly what you're doing. I don't want to be able to not tell if it's a 0.22 or just a 22. So just be really clear with however you write it. Then we have 0.13 to 0.14, and we're zooming in right here. So now we're going out to 3 decimal places, or that would be the thousandths place. And this time I'm just going to write it without the 0 point. I'll just do 0.137 or whatever it might be to keep it a little cleaner. And notice right here, this one is 0.14. Notice there's no digit after that, and then we go to 0.141. Remember that right here at 0.14, that would be a 0 there. You don't have to write it, but just know that it's there. Now down at these on the bottom, 7 and 8 I have done. I'm sure you got those done as well. Number 9 between 6 and 7 would be 6.5. Number 10 between 0.6 and 0.7 would be 0.65. Oops, I made a mistake on that. And number 11 between 0.06 and 0.07 would be 0.065. I'm sure you're starting to see a pattern here. Let's look at number 13. What number is halfway between those two numbers? And I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Between 5.246 and 5.247 would be 5.2465. We need an extra decimal place to talk about that one. Looking at 14 through 17, which is greater, 1,000 or 1,200? Usually we don't say 1,200, we would say 1,200. So that one is greater. 9.1 is greater in number 15, 0.2 is greater in number 16, and 1.1 is greater in number 17. Here I want you to label the number line in number 18 first, and then fill in these blanks about the variables. Q is at 3.18. R is at 3.20, S is at 3.23, T is at 3.25, V is in between 3.27 and 3.28, it's right there, so that'd be 3.275. In A, 3.5 is going to be bigger because it's positive, the other number is negative. In B, 0.9 is going to be bigger. You want to compare the same digit in the same place value. So in the 10th digit, 9 is greater than 1. In C, 4.7 is going to be greater. Remember, compare the same digit. So in the 10th place, right after the decimal, 7 is bigger than 5. In G, negative 0.98 is going to be bigger because this negative 0.99 is farther into the negatives. And in I, 14.583 is bigger. The number is all the same until you get to the 100th digit, where you have an 8 and then a 0 you're comparing. So the one with 8 is going to be bigger. 21, any numbers that are between 5.2 and 5.3 would look like 5.2 something. So these would be a couple examples. Make sure you have 5 of them. In number 22, examples between negative 13.8 and negative 13.7, it might help to draw a number line here, and so that you realize that negative 13.8 is the lower number. And so we need things that are negative 13.7 something. So negative 13.71 or negative 13.73 would be between there. In 23, negative 1 is going to go right there on a number line. 1.1 would go right here on the other side of 1. 0.2 would be right about there. Negative 0.8 would be right about here. Negative 1.2 would be right about there. Negative 0.8 is the same number we just did right there. 0.7 would be right about there, and negative 0.1 would be there. Okay, so that's it with placing decimals on the number line. As you do this, just make sure that you're keeping track of what is bigger and what is smaller on the number line. So draw that out when you need. Make sure you're asking questions, get onto those practice problems. Good work, guys.